It doesn't smell weird. Like that. I like that. What's up guys, it's Izzy and welcome to another video. In today's video we're going to be reviewing the new Wet n Wild Photo Focus Dewy Foundation. This one right here, which comes in 20 shades. So how much is this foundation, you ask? Well, this foundation is only $6.46 on the Wet n Wild website, and if you buy it exactly where I bought it from, which was Five Below, you get this foundation for only $5. The claims for this foundation are the newest innovation to the cult favorite Photo Focus franchise, Dewy Foundation, a weightless, super nourishing foundation that delivers natural all-day wear. Silky and creamy coverage, it's easily buildable from medium to full. We're gonna test that one out. And it is easily transitioned from day to night wear. Ideal for normal to dry skin types. Now we all know that's not my skin type. I'm an oilier skin type, but we'll see how it wears on my skin. This moisturizing formula blends seamlessly, blurs imperfections, and help minimize the appearance of pores for a perfectly smooth, dewy finish. Now remember guys, dewy doesn't always mean oily, so just hold on a second. Don't knock it out right off the bat. This foundation is available in 20 cruelty-free, gluten-free, talc-free, and vegan shades. So good job on that. However, 20 shades could be better. The undertones in these foundations are a little weird as well. I picked up the shade Amber Beige, which is a medium dark with neutral undertones. Alright, we're gonna jump right in. I'm going to be wear testing this foundation for 10 hours and see how it wears on my oily skin. We're gonna go in with the e.l.f. Plus Matte Oil Control Primer. It's this pink one right here. And since we are oily, we're going to try to help this foundation as much as we can by trying to control the oil. So we're gonna go straight in with the foundation. Now it opens like this. If you guys haven't seen the Photo Focus foundation before, it does have a paddle. It's not very hygienic, but you can still use it. I don't have any problems with it, and as long as you maintain a clean face, there shouldn't be no issues. The scent is different. It does not smell like the original formula, which smelled straight up like paint. This has a similar scent, but it feels like they tried to add a different rosy scent to it. So it's kind of a mixture of both. It's not too bad. So we're just gonna go right in and just paddle this on my face. And today we are going to be using a brush because lately I've been liking how the brush applies foundation. It gives you a fuller coverage, and it's more seamlessly and faster to blend out. Now this is what the first layer of the foundation is looking like. Definitely medium coverage. I can still build it up a little bit more, especially on my acne scars right in this area. But as you can see, no foundation. Foundation. There's definitely a dewy aspect of the foundation. I do like that dewy look, although we all know that's not gonna last for long because I set my foundations with powder, but we shall see. We're gonna add a little bit more towards the areas where I want a little bit more coverage. Now with the brush, you want to stipple, do a stipple motion so that you can keep the coverage in place. Alright, so this is what it looks like. Foundation on this side, no foundation on this side. I'm loving the coverage. The coverage stays true to its claims. It is medium to full coverage. You can definitely build this up with no problems. Whether you use a brush or a foundation sponge, you can get away with both. I do like to go over it after I have my foundation applied with the sponge just to smooth the areas down. Sometimes the brush just leaves streaks. So if you don't like that look, then you can always go afterwards with a sponge like this one and just blend it in a little bit more. We're gonna go right in and apply foundation to the rest of our face. And we're back with the full face on. Now this is what the foundation is looking like now. I did set it with powder and I did apply some setting spray as well, just to melt all the powder down. I still see a little bit of dew coming through, which I do enjoy. Obviously this area, it's highlighter that I have on because you know I drench myself in highlighter. That's just me. But I do enjoy the way that this foundation applies. It applies very well. It has kind of like not too watery but not too moussey consistency. I do like the consistency of the foundation itself. The scent is very refreshing, so I do enjoy the scent. It goes away pretty quickly, so it's not gonna linger around much like the original version. 20 shades, I'm a little bit in the fence with that because I feel like not everybody could find a shade in this shade range, but you know, those are other type of troubles and problems. However, you know, if you are drier to normal skin type, this will be your guide. Now we're going to see how an oilier skin type wears this foundation. I'm going to be doing check-ins to my 4-hour mark, my 8-hour mark, and coming back for the 10-hour mark so you guys can see what the foundation is holding up like and looking like. Alright guys, so we are here doing a foundation check-in. And look at this power sign behind me. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Alright, so let's check in and see how this is looking. So right on the edge of my nose, already creasing now. Keep in mind this is the 4-hour check-in and this is what it's looking like right now. It does not look bad. It doesn't look oily. This is obviously highlighter, as you guys know. I drench myself in highlight, but it looks pretty good. Looks good on my lines on my forehead. Looks good on my nose. Good on my chin. This area looks pretty good so far. So far, so good. I'm loving this formula, the Dewy formula from Wet n Wild. And so far, so good. So till the next check-in. See you guys later. And we're back for the second check-in of today's video. This is 8 hours in, and unfortunately, guys, look at how this foundation is looking. Hello, oil, my old friend. Look at my forehead. Shine. You can see shine right here. There's a lot of oil coming through, guys, but keep in mind that this foundation, it's a dewy foundation and it's definitely geared to those who have dry or normal skin types. I'm an oily skin type. We all know this by now. I know this, but the reason why I wanted to try this out is because sometimes dewy or luminous foundations do work out for those of us with oily skin, because just because our faces produce a lot of oil does not mean that we should provide or prevent our skin from having extra oil or extra dewiness. The more oil or the more moisture that we add to our skin, the less oily it gets. So unfortunately right now I'm not a very big fan of all of this situation happening right here. It's breaking up really bad on the sides of my nose and also under my nose. Oil has definitely sunk in to these areas and you can see the separation happening very prominently. It's a little bit disgusting, but as you guys can see, this is what it's looking like 8 hours in. We have 2 more hours to go and I will be back to do that last final check-in, and let's see how we're looking within the next 2 hours. Alright guys, so we are back with our final check-in of the night. It has been 10 hours since I'm wearing this foundation, and unfortunately, as you guys saw in the previous clip, I just had to powder my face just a little bit, just a tiny bit, so I don't look as terrible as I did on my previous check-in. However, because I was wearing the glasses and doing all that jazz, I had the hat on and whatever, my foundation was terrible. Just a little light dusting over my face just because I literally had oil dripping from the crevices of my nose. So right now, with the little bit of powder, I'm still oily, as you guys can see. This foundation is definitely not geared towards my skin type, which is oily. But if you are dry to normal to even combination skin, you will be able to wear this foundation with no issues whatsoever. However, I still wanted to try it out because just because you're an oily skin type does not mean that you cannot wear certain foundations. Sometimes Dewy foundations work out and they look great on oilier skin types. But this time, it just didn't work out that way. I mean, if it was summer, this foundation would have been a hot mess. I mean, it was not cute at all earlier, and it's still not cute now. I don't really like all of this shine. It is caking right in the center of my forehead. As you can see, my forehead line, it's coming through. It's still breaking up around the crevices of my nose, even though I powdered it down and went in with the beauty blender trying to fix it because it just did not look good. But having said that, just because this is not the finish that I prefer, and this is definitely not something that I will rock out looking like this, I will have to keep powdering it all the time, which is not something that I want to do when I wear a foundation, which is why I prefer a more mattifying foundation from the get-go. So for me personally, I will stick with the original Photo Focus foundation. If you guys have my skin type and you're oily like me, stick with the original. If you guys are more normal to combination to dry skin, then this one's for you. The Photo Focus Dewy Foundation gets a B- from me just because it's just not geared towards my skin type, but I still wanted to wear it out for you guys and test it out because testing out foundations, it's fun for me, so I hope it's fun for you guys as well. And that's it, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Much love to all of you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and stick around. Hit that notification bell so that you get notified every time I upload a new video. Until next time, bye bye.